So how does one person's idea grow into something as huge as a medical city? It sounds almost impossible, right? Well, today, we're going to look at the story of the Sharif Trust and see exactly how they pulled it off.
And that really is the big question. It's one thing to have a dream, but it's another thing entirely to turn it into this sprawling network of hospitals and colleges. So how did it happen? Let's trace the steps and see how the Sharif Trust went from a single concept to a full-blown medical city.
You know, every big story has a beginning, and this one doesn't start in a hospital ward, but actually in the steel industry. The Sharif Group got its start way back in 1937. Then, after its founder had to basically start over in 1947, the business grew. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1995, that business success was channeled into something new, the Sharif Trust. That was the seed, and by 2007, it had bloomed into its first major institution, the medical college.
So, who was the person with this grand vision? Let's talk about Mian Muhammad Sharif, an industrialist who clearly had a real passion for giving back. And this quote right here really gets to the core of it. This wasn't just about giving charity. It was about creating a medical city that offered top-tier healthcare and education to the underprivileged, care that was just as good as anything you'd find internationally. That's not just a goal, that's a powerful statement about equality and quality.
Okay, but a vision is one thing. Actually building it, that's a whole different ballgame. And the way they executed this was, honestly, just monumental. They didn't stop at one hospital. No, they built an entire ecosystem for health and education.
I mean, just look at the sheer scale of this. It's not just a medical school and a hospital. You've got postgraduate training, nursing colleges, specialized centers for heart conditions, even a research center. It really is a medical city in every sense of the word. It's a whole network.
So, let's zoom in a bit. To really get a feel for this place, let's take a closer look at one of its cornerstones, the Sharif Medical and Dental College.
The year 2007 was a huge deal for the medical city. This is when the doors of the Sharif Medical and Dental College finally opened, ready to start training the next generation of doctors. A massive step forward.
So here are the key facts. It's a private college in Lahore and, this is really important, it's directly linked to its own teaching hospital. This creates this incredible, seamless environment for students to learn in, and I think the motto says it all, doesn't it? Success through perseverance. That perfectly captures the spirit of this whole journey.
Of course, in the world of medicine, having a great vision isn't quite enough. You absolutely need credibility. You need that official stamp of approval. And that's where accreditation comes in. So what is it, really? Think of it as a seal of approval from the pros, confirming that yes, this institution is the real deal and it meets all the required standards. For a medical school, this is completely non-negotiable.
And the college definitely earned its stripes. It's got affiliations with major players, like the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Pakistan and the University of Health Sciences in Lahore. These aren't just logos on a website. They are proof of a deep commitment to quality and excellence.
But this story isn't just about the past. The Sharif Trust is a living, breathing thing, and its legacy is still being written today. Just look at what's happening right now. They're constantly bringing in new students for nursing and health sciences, hiring new faculty, bringing in new residents. The vision is still very much alive and kicking, and you can see it's making a real impact every single day.
You know, when you look at the whole story, it's more than just an inspiring tale. It really makes you think about how one person's commitment can build something that lasts for generations. And it leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on. What is the true potential of these large private trusts when it comes to shaping a country's future in health and education? Something to think about.